What's up, everyone? Team class, how's it going? Welcome to chapter 4 as we jump in to competition formats, and this is on page, I'm pulling it up right now myself, 45, as we jump straight into it. Competition formats in esports. The meteoric rise and lack of centralized governance has led to numerous tournaments and organizers and game developers to create various competition formats, often by those of traditional sports, in attempts to capture the growing but potentially untapped sports audience. Creating the best format in which to compete is not only the importance of those competing, but equally important to those of the teams, the owners, the various stakeholders within the organizations, and of course, the fans who watch it, who enjoy it. Therefore, those in charge of formatting tournaments and leagues should consider fairness, teams and players, and entertainments of fans and success of the competition. So basically, as we briefly go over this chapter 4, we'll talk about a couple formats and what that means, and watch a couple videos as well. So the first one, tournaments. What is that? What does that look like? Easy way for organization or a person, a group to set up competitions in specific games. Right. This definitely also obviously plays on traditional sports when they have tournaments, however you like to pronounce it. When there's a soccer tournament going on, you name it, right? March Madness and NCAA basketball, that's a tournament. Even we have conference play here at CU. That's the exact same lineup, the way how it works. It's considered more short in duration, round robin play or bracket style play. So going back to traditional sports, when you think about the NCAA March Madness, when everyone picks a team to win, what college to play to win, that's the bracket style. So one game that regularly relies on the tournament format is the popular esports game of Counter-Strike, which is developed by the Valve Corporation. And so there's a big tournament description on page 46 and 47. Definitely encourage you to talk about. They kind of take a similar style when it comes to Counter-Strike when it's used in the tournament of the traditional sport of golf through the PGA and also the ATP, which is the Tennis Professional League. Highlighting specific events are more significant than others. The PGA highlights events like the Masters. The tennis pros created the Grand Slam events. Similarly, the Valve has two tournaments, hosts two tournaments, this corporation, and a year, and they're deemed to be majors, right? So there's those popular ones, the big games, the big highlights. The biggest difference between that is that Valve does not run these tournaments. Instead, they handpick trustworthy third-party organizations to host the year's majors. So once again, it's that easier style to pull out for any type of different sport or team is easier just in general because of that more bracket style play per se. So with that, Counter-Strike, like we mentioned in our earlier chapters when we talked about, kind of happens when the big four leagues of Counter-Strike needs to work together to create a schedule to schedule online matches in between attending in-person events. When things are overlapping like that, it's very stressful and hard to give it your all. So that's a little bit of an insight of what it looks like to be aspiring pros in the esports and what it looks like to organize these tournaments. Tournament formats may be appealing to team investors and managers since the overall cost of supporting a single team and the event itself is minimal. There's no league to invest in, only a team. So it's the upfront cost, the continued cost of bringing those pros on or future pros. So if the team performs well enough to consistently bring in prize money, the fans' engagement will succeed. These major events have attained the highest viewership numbers with the four most watched biggest events. While major events can bring excitement, they take place only twice a year. The rest of the year brings too much fatigue to those players and confusion to the viewers for sustained interest in play. The tournaments only happen every so often. Next big one, relegation league, think of it for all our international students here, football relegation style. when it comes to that. The last point here with what happens to the next major league per se, it's called the Challenger League, moves on to the LCS, which is the League Championship Series, and the loser of the past bracket or league will go down to the Challenger League. So some Call of Duty games, Call of Duty matches are done this way. It's kind of a style of league that's going out for investors, as there's a lot of complaints going around about it in the late 2010s, 2016, 2017 era. So it's not as popular anymore, but it's definitely still there's some positive negatives going on to build reward to non-professional teams and players that earn enough wins at lower levels to become professional. So it's an easier path, similar to Hearthstone's, which we did not cover, but is covered in the tournament league. According to League of Legends website, to make it to League Series, the top tier league, the LCS, one must rank in the game. And how to get there is once you rank high enough, the players can form a team with other players and compete against the challenger teams and an open qualifier to get into the Challenger League. The minor league, which is that. The two top challenger teams in a season then face off against the bottom two LCS teams. And if a challenger wins that tournament, they join the LCS, and LCS drops down, quote unquote, to the Challenger League. So with enough ranked players can enter into those qualifiers to pull rank and to make their way up to the more prestigious ranks. Lastly, one quick one we'll look at is the Franchise League, guaranteed spot for teams in the league each year. Allows for more risk-taking and development of teams, so team owners, team investors, sponsors, stuff like that. It's more of a long-term situation, so you're able to take more risk and bringing on different players and stuff like that because you're building. It's a franchise, right? Just as a normal sport would do. Big one for this league is the Overwatch League. Presents foundation for future esports by providing easier path to pros with even more support for players because of security the owners have in the league. So exactly what we mentioned is how it is easier, quote unquote, to establish the team in general and for the esport athletes to grow as individuals itself. One of the benefits of relegation leagues over this is the players have an easy path to pro. They're potentially smaller paychecks. So with the franchise leagues, the more established program, the more money there is to be made. 2017 Overwatch League Commissioner Nate Nanzer narrated a video highlighting the path to pro with Overwatch League being at the top. The minor league is called the Overwatch Contenders, and their funneling system to the contenders is called the Open Division. So that's a very cool video. Definitely encourage you to check out. As there's lots of paths to becoming pro, and as we watched in earlier videos, earlier lectures, the path to pro in general is not easy. And so the word easier is truly just a little bit easier compared to the uneasy path in general of becoming a professional esports athlete. We'll watch this video quick. Jump in.
Soldiers, scientists, adventurers, oddities. Over 20 million players have started their watch. Now we want to showcase the world's greatest Overwatch.
Oops, excuse me, we'll come back to that.
There are a lot of ways.
Goodness, here we go.
Soldiers, scientists, adventurers, oddities. Over 20 million players have started their watch. Now we want to showcase the world's greatest Overwatch players. Blizzard Entertainment is proud to announce the Overwatch League, a global world-class esport league designed from the ground up to celebrate the best of the best on their path to victory. Our seasoned experience in esports and the best practices of time-honored traditional sports help to define the unique structure of the Overwatch League. Our goal is to create the world's premier esport league, where teams and players can thrive for years to come, and fans are made for life. Let's break it down. Each team in the Overwatch League will represent a major city. Our plan is to expand the league over time to include additional teams from the Americas, Europe, China, Korea, and the Asia-Pacific region. A global league of the future ensures that fans in every corner of the world will have a professional team to root for and will be able to witness Overwatch played at the highest level. The owners of each team will take an active role in developing their players, internal structures, and team roles. League players can become the most decorated Overwatch professional competitors in the world when team owners and players share in league economics. Stability is a key factor in making this happen. So once prospective team owners have bid for their location and successfully joined, teams will have a guaranteed place in the league. While team stability is paramount, player stability is equally important. So each player will have a contract, including compensation and benefits. Early next year, before season play commences, the Overwatch League will conduct a combine. Invited players will have the opportunity to distinguish themselves as top talent, their stories amplified by editorial content documenting the rise of tomorrow's superstars. The combine will help ensure that all teams have awareness around the best players. Following the combine, there will be a signing period where rosters will be finalized. With the team rosters established, the regular season will commence with LAN play in front of live audiences. At the end of the regular season, the top teams will compete face-to-face in front of the fans in the live playoffs. For exclusive content and insider access to teams and players, a comprehensive feature-rich website will serve as the dedicated online hub for fans, providing access to videos, player profiles, the latest stats, schedules, and more. Our mission is to ensure that the competitors of tomorrow understand the steps they need to take to become a pro. High-ranking placement in competitive play, honing your skills in online leagues, and making a name for yourself in third-party events are all great ways for aspiring pros to increase the odds of receiving an invitation to play in the league. Our hope is to establish the Overwatch League as a professional career path, open to any and all of the world's most competitive players. The world needs legendary heroes and fans to cheer them on in the Overwatch League. Are you with us?
Very cool. So like that, with that being said, this was established just a little over, I believe it's 10 years ago now. So this was obviously before establishing what it could be and what it is now to the realness of it as well. Real quickly, we'll dive into tournament formats explained here.
There are a lot of ways to run an esports tournament. Some formats you may already be familiar with from traditional sports. Others may leave you scratching your head as you're left to wonder how your favourite team can make it to the playoffs. Today, I'm going to try and clear up any confusion you might have as I go through the most popular formats for esports tournaments. Let's start with the group stages and the round robin format. In a round robin, every individual or team will play each other once in a league format. Teams are then awarded points based on whether they win, lose or draw, if the match allows for draws. Double round robin works exactly the same, except teams play each other twice. The double round robin format is among the most commonly used across all esports leagues, such as the LEC, and the matches are usually best of 1, best of 2 or best of 3. The Swiss format is easy to follow once you understand it, but requires some explanation for those new to the idea. Here's an example from the PGL CSGO Major. To begin with, teams are matched together either by random or predetermined seeding for the first round. In the second round, teams that won in round 1 will play against each other, and teams that lost will play against each other. Teams then continue through the bracket playing against other teams with the same score record until the limit set by the tournament organiser is reached. This format is great when a tournament has a large number of teams and the round-robin format wouldn't be possible due to time constraints. Swiss format often uses the best of 1 format, but sometimes incorporates best of 3 too. When teams reach the playoffs, the format will change to either single elimination or double elimination. In single elimination, the qualifying teams play against each other in either a best of 3 or best of 5 matches. Once a team loses, they are eliminated from the tournament and the winner progresses up the brackets. In double elimination, the playoffs are split into two brackets, an upper and a lower bracket. All teams begin in the upper bracket, but drop to the lower bracket after their first loss. A loss in the lower bracket eliminates the team from the tournament. Teams advance through each bracket until a winner can be determined from each. The winner of the lower bracket faces off against the winner of the upper bracket in the grand final. The grand final can be played out in one of two ways in the double elimination format. The first is that the upper bracket winner begins the final 1-0 up. The second, often found in fighting game tournaments, is that the upper bracket winners need only to win the grand final to be declared the champions. The lower bracket winner has a more difficult task. They must win the initial grand final to reset the bracket. If they do this, another grand final is played and the winner is declared the champion. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to the channel. If you want more content like this, don't forget to visit our website.
Awesome. There's a little